Guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Arsenal career mode, and I'm really excited about this series so far. We've been playing, this will be the 4th episode, and we've had some fun games, some good times, and I really hope you guys are enjoying this as well. It's just the start of something big for this channel. So getting into looking at where we're at with the games and things, we're in September at the moment, and the calendar's starting to fill up quite a lot, I've noticed, with European games and cup games, with the Premier League games. And so I mentioned this before, but I definitely need more squad depth. We've got Chelsea today, only 2 days later after the Ajax game, and then we've got Palace 3 days later than that in the cup. So all of those games in this calendar are going to be tough, and next month's going to be tough as well. The calendar's filled for that. Kind of looking at the team and seeing what we're doing here. We are changing players around again. We did play Ajax only a day or two ago, but it's probably a good thing that we have to change the players around, honestly, because when you've got a fairly big squad and you're playing the same players over and over again, not only does it become a bit more boring when you do that, it's not as interesting, but also the players start to get annoyed and want to leave and start messaging you, and it's all sorts of crazy stuff. So I definitely prefer to change things around. It keeps it interesting, and sometimes you find new talent as well. A player like Nelson, who I've spoke about almost every episode, you start to realise that he's actually a great player. Just because he's not the same rating as Mkhitaryan doesn't mean that he can't fill in that role, and doesn't mean that he can't do a great job. And I think that's why I like career modes where you're a team similar to Fulham or a championship side, because those sort of lower sides, you tend to purchase players at around the 70 or 80 mark, and you get to find some real gems, and when you play Ultimate Team you often see that as well. So coming up against Chelsea, now we've actually had a really good start to the season, which is definitely great to get off to a good start. I know as the games start to go on, I start to struggle a little more with the fitness more than anything, honestly, and Chelsea come forward straight away in the first minute and get a shot, and that's something I've noticed about playing the bigger sides, is they do really well really early. As soon as the game kicks off, they start shooting, getting possession a lot more, and really coming forward, and that's something where my patience comes into winning those games and just slowing things down. We have a shot there, it's a great save, and guys, if you ever come up against me on Ultimate Team or anything like that, just to give you some tips to beat me, honestly, the best thing you can probably do is come really fast at me, attack me really quickly, and try and break possession away from my feet, and that's probably your best chance of winning a game against me. We do get the goal there. Wasn't the best finish ever, but it'll do for us, and against Chelsea that's really all we need. Aubameyang coming through, almost a certain goal, and then putting it wide. I was really frustrated that I definitely should have done better one-on-one with the keeper. I think I didn't create an angle very well, and that's another tip for you guys, is when you're running through, you want to turn your player's body, you want to turn him so that you can finesse, or it doesn't apply as much if you're just going to blast it into the corner, but if you're finessing, which I often do when I'm through on goal, you really need to get the angle to curl the ball rather than trying to curl it straight. And at this point in the game where we're approaching half time, it's been definitely more back and forth, kind of both teams attacking, both teams defending, both teams slipping up a little bit. It's really been kind of 50-50, and I try one of those crazy long shots again there, which doesn't come off, and just 1-0 at half time. And I definitely have to bring Gimenez on for Mustafi. That was my plan, was to do half and half, and definitely conserve energy by doing that. You have to think smart, and when you're playing Ultimate Team or career mode, especially career mode, you've got to use your subs, guys. You've got 3 subs every game. Why not use them every game? It doesn't make any sense not to use them, and my subs often win me games. Chelsea again coming through at half time, and 2 attacks right there, and again they really should have scored from that. I defended quite well once they got into the box. Outside the box I wasn't really defending as well as I should have been, and then we come straight back again, and it's this kind of back and forth game that it wasn't. And if you defend like that against a team like Arsenal, you know you're going to be in trouble when you defend like that. When the ball falls to someone, whether it's a Wobie or Mahrez or anybody, I'm going to finish that if you put me in that position. And at 2-0, Chelsea definitely started to crumble a little bit. Not necessarily in terms of the goals conceded or anything like that, but just the all-round player morale, I thought, went down. And that's the thing about FIFA, about getting the early lead, is online and offline. Offline, the players definitely don't do as well for the opposition once you've got the 1-0 or got the 2-0. I don't really notice that for my players. I think when I go 1 or 2-0 down, I don't really notice anything. And online as well, when you score that first goal against somebody, they often panic and they often think negatively about the situation. And that's again another tip for you guys. I'm trying to give as many tips away as I can so you can be better players and enjoy it more. And that's, if you go 1-0 down, don't sweat the game. It's not a big deal. Even 2-0 down, you can come back and you can work towards coming back in that game, and there's no reason that you can't. And again, Chelsea coming forward throughout this whole game, but it was one of those games for them where they just never found the back of the net. Had quite a lot of shots, we had quite a lot of shots, and they just never really found the net. So that's going to conclude the first game. We've still got another game to play, so make sure you stay tuned. And if you're enjoying this commentary or enjoying this game or both, please drop the like on the video, and that just lets me know, guys. I don't get anything from you guys liking the video other than the fact that it lets me know your appreciation and that you're enjoying the video. And one thing that made me really happy, actually, guys, was last night I was laid in bed and I was just checking some emails, and I do have an email on my About page, and I got an email from one of you guys, and it was actually a girl that emailed me. She said that she plays FIFA and she enjoys it, and she was asking me, what do you think about headsets and other accessories for gaming, whether it's gaming chairs, headsets, keyboards. I mean, I play on Xbox, so I don't use the keyboard, but what do you think about them? Do you think they're worth it? Do you use any of them? And she was just thanking me for bringing the content, and I forget her actual words, but I know she was enjoying the content because it's more real, a little bit more kind of, I guess, grown up content, more adult content, even though it's FIFA, more for not really childish content like a lot of other people do, which is not really for me and not really for a lot of you guys. You kind of want someone who keeps it a little more real. So I really appreciate her. I think her name was Megan, so Megan, if you're watching, I appreciate that. But what I'll do for you guys and for Megan is that I'll just leave some links in the description. I do use the Turtle Beach headset, and I do play Call of Duty as well sometimes, and I know Modern Warfare 2 is coming out again. I don't know if that's going to have multiplayer or not, but that way you won't be able to see me playing that on this channel. Maybe I'll make another channel for that, probably not, honestly, but that's the sort of things I use. I've also got a gaming chair that I use if I'm going to be playing for a while, so I'll just link them in the description down below, so you guys can click on that and purchase that as well if you'd like to. It makes it a lot easier for you to find what I use. And so onwards with the game, and I mean, it's 0-0 here at half time. We went through the first half just talking about other things, and that's cool. And I thought we had loads and loads of shots, and we did. I did hit the post, I believe, like 2 or 3 times in that first half. We had a lot of possession. We're really dominating this game, but we're having a lot of shots, just not many on target, and that's quite rare for me. I usually have quite a lot of shots on target rather than shots that have gone wide and over. I don't know what you guys think about this, but for me, when I'm playing career mode, I really try and win everything I can, whether it's the league, whether it's the, every cup we're involved in, the FA Cup, everything we're involved in. I really try to win everything. I want to know if you guys do the same, or if you kind of put priorities on different things. So let me know in the comments down below, please. What do you think? Do you always try to go for everything and be a little greedy like me? Or do you usually just kind of stick to one thing and just can't try and play the cups? Because when you think about games that happen in real life, teams don't really try and win every single cup. They put a weak side out maybe in a certain cup they're not too interested in. And as you can see here, we're still at 0-0, and that's not really great for us with the fitness issues we've got. Going into extra time is not really something I wanted to do. One of the signings I was most happy with was Sessegnon, and he comes forward there and nearly gets the goal. I really thought I was just going to take it on with him and get that, but it's nice that he can both play in a left wing position and a left back position, or he can really play anywhere, honestly. I wouldn't really play him in the centre, but anywhere on the wings he can really play. Finally, 95 minutes it took us to get that goal, and it was Lacazette that did it. They kind of left the defence rather open, and I think the defence was... I think they defended well. I have to give them credit for that. But I think it was more our poor finishing, and I'm really happy with the Crystal Palace in the Premier League as well, because they went their first 7 games in the Premier League without even scoring a goal. They didn't score any goals for 7 games and lost every game, and now they've got Roy Hodgson. He's a really talented manager. He's definitely, he's turned them around, and he is a manager that I definitely look up to and think that he's doing a great job, and I have to commend that. Most of you guys know I'm a Liverpool fan, so the Champions League final is only... I shouldn't really butcher this up, should I? I believe it's the 24th or 26th, and I'm obviously going to be watching that match. Liverpool-Real Madrid for the final, and my predictions for that are... my predictions for that are... I'm not a biased Liverpool fan, but I think Liverpool just bring something different. They're not a better team than Real Madrid, but they're definitely a lot different, and I don't think Real Madrid are going to be very good at coping with what Liverpool are going to bring in terms of attacking power. And when you think about Real Madrid played Juventus and got through, and in my opinion, I watched that game, they didn't really deserve to win those games. They kind of got lucky, and they also got lucky against Bayern Munich as well. If the tables was flipped and Liverpool had to play Bayern Munich in the final, I would definitely put my money on Bayern Munich, but I think Liverpool have a really genuine chance of beating Real Madrid just on sheer attacking power, and Spanish teams aren't really known for their defending ability, so whoever wins that match, I think there's going to be goals, and I think it's going to be a great match. We get an offer to be the Portugal manager here, and I was kind of a bit sceptical at first, but I thought, you know what, let's do something different. I also go ahead and actually get Nani and put him in the shortlist because he's 30 years old, and with his agility, I think he's got 92 agility, he's definitely a player that I would consider bringing in for stamina reasons, and he's a great player as well. I used to love him when he played for United. But I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying these videos, because I'm not going to stop. There's going to be many more to come, and thank you for watching. I appreciate you and your time.